Good Saturday morning from Suzhou, China. There's the iconic Gate of the Orient building. It's known locally as the Pants Building in this city of 10 million people. About an hour out of Shanghai this week, Suzhou is home to the first leg of the Curling World Cup. We are at the fantastic brand new Suzhou Olympic Sports Center for the first of this four-leg series. Coming inside now to the arena for this morning's draw. We've got a game in the men's event. It's China taking on the USA. Teams making their way onto the playing surface. Let's meet the teams.
For United States, at lead it's Croy Nernberger. The second, Sean Baton. And the skip is Rich Ruhonen. And the fourth is Greg Persinger.
And for the home team, Team China, Wang Jinbo is at lead. Ma Yanglong is at second. Ba Dejin is playing at third. And the skip, Zhang Jiliang. Here are the standings in the men's event. USA 2-2. They're fighting for their lives to make the final. China at 1-3. Canada at 4-0 in Group B, leading that pool. Here's how you earn points at Curling World Cup. You get 3 points for every game that you win in the round robin within 8 ends. If you win the entire event, you accumulate 10 points. It's a 4-leg series, and the points accumulate throughout. So now we are inside the Suzhou Olympic Sports Center. I'm Hans Fraunhoff, and I'm joined by Olympic curling champion Rona Howie. We'll keep an eye on all the matches for you this morning. USA, China, Scotland versus Canada on sheet B. That should be a good one. Sweden, Norway on sheet C. Switzerland versus Japan on sheet D. And in the women's event, Sweden versus Japan. And good morning to you, Rona.
Good morning.
Well, USA, big game for them in this tournament. And they've had some really, really close and thrilling finishes. We'll take a quick look at the rules of play. It's the 5-rock free guard zone. 8 ends of play. No extra ends. We'll have a single stone shootout if we break a tie. Thinking time is per end as opposed to the whole game. And there are no timeouts, but the teams can talk to their coaches between ends. Interesting new rules for the Curling World Cup Series.
Mine's really good. Hey, Greg, if anything. Well, no, it's carbon. It's carbon.
USA getting us
really
underway.
Good shot, boy. Good start.
Yeah, the U.S. have been the cardiac kids in this competition. They've given us some pretty thrilling finishes. Wang Jinbo, China has last block in the first end. It's a double round robin in the group phase, so each team gets one turn with the hammer. In this game, it's China's turn.
Nice draw around there.
That was 13-7 right there.
Okay. Yep. He's mixing it up right away. That's what we like to see. Here's Croy Nernberger.
Wasn't much more, but it's definitely more.
Line's pretty good.
Gotta go a little bit. No, line's good. Line's good.
Line's pretty good.
Oh.
Hanging a little. Here it comes now. Stay close. Right here.
Oh.
Line's perfect. Right here.
Looks heavy.
Lock it on. Whoa. Greg. Go, Greg. Go. Go. Okay, great shot,
Beauty.
Croy. That a boy.
Yeah, lovely freeze.
Pretty nice shooting here in the early going. 3 beauties from the lead players. Here's Wang Jinbo.
Both teams have had their pre-game practice, so they've had a chance to see how the ice is running this morning.
磕不着，现在磕不着，放到底，磕不着。
This one's tracking a little bit. It's going to slide deep. So let's stick around. Honan trying to get it out of there, but I think it might just be nibbling the back.
I think I like that again.
No bump.
No, maybe an inch. That's it.
Okay. Going for 90.
Zhang's alternated positionally for Team China as we see Sean Baton, USA second.
Got more
Zhang's
room.
played at skip. He's also played at lead.
Let it go.
Liu.
Yes.
All right, stay close. Straight.
Getting better.
Whoa. Yep.
He has won Pacific Asia Championships at the skip position. Very capable player. Exciting team.
All right.
Yeah, great shot there. Right round the top two.
Well, if we get 8 ends of this Rona, we're in for a pretty entertaining morning, I'd say.
China deciding time to open this up.
Ma Yanlong.
Oh, sorry.
Blows it by the pile. They were trying to run it back and rattle them around. Opens it up.
And gives themselves a corner guard just in case it can ever be used as the end progresses.
It's a little tight on ice, but
China with last rock in the first.
8 feet less. You want a 3, right? Yep.
Little tight.
Yeah,
Baton.
hair tight.
You can hit it.
And Greg, early if you can.
Whoa.
4. Line's good now.
Line's pretty good now.
Line's nice.
Oh, it looks heavy.
Right down to it.
Oh, down to the yellow.
Sit, Rock. Sit.
Curly, go. Go, Curly.
Sit. We
Roll it off that. Roll it off it. Roll it off it.
That one just hanging a bit straighter for them. Tried to come off the red guard, but it just didn't come enough.
It's like 6 inches tighter.
Saw that on the draw of Wang Yijingbo. A little extra weight. Cracks a little bit on that entrance side. We'll keep an eye on that. Ma Yanlong. Well, that'll change it up.
Yep, certainly cleared the house out. Just
Nice
that wee
shot.
nibbler at the back if it isn't.
Great shot. Boom, boom, boom. Out go the lights.
Where's ice?
Yeah, edge.
Yeah,
Terrific.
He could have caught less of it and try and kept his
They're
shooter
biting
about,
back there.
but
You want to hit?
he's done the job.
They're going to go under.
I know.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm not hitting or going under. Either one.
All right, I say we go under.
Okay.
I threw this in practice. It's 70. It's like a 13.6, I think.
Yeah.
So I need about a 75.
Yeah.
70 even would be okay.
It's one of those numbers that Rich was
Line's pretty good.
sharing with his teammates. Rich Ruhonen, the skip, throwing it third.
Line only. Yep.
So all the sweepers,
whoa.
well, all players actually have stopwatches, but the sweepers will time every stone. Some do T-line to hog, some do hog to hog. And it's just to give a guideline of just rub the top guard.
Go, Sean, it's going. Go.
His weight was perfect as well.
Mostly buried.
So it just gives the players an indication of what speed the ice is running at, and so the player in the hack knows what weight to throw.
Here we see how much this stone is curling. As it slows down, it curls more, and it just clips the guard going around. Ma Dexin, very experienced, versatile player. He's represented China in mixed doubles as well as in men's curling. Nose hit. And China lies 2. 1 for sure.
And all players have different releases, so it's that's where the stopwatches are just a guideline. There's no definitive answer as to split timings.
It's really just intended just to give a little bit of input and feedback. How hard to throw it.
Go then. Go.
Gotta go.
Hard. Got
Gotta go. All right, Croy.
Gotta go, Croy.
Great
Gotta
person
go.
reading the line.
Keep going.
Nürnberger sweeping to try and hold the stone straight, but this one is over curling.
Roll it on, roll it on, roll it on, roll it on.
And he bumps the Chinese stone into second shot position, rolls on himself and counts out the one at the back, but China is lying too.
咱也3个进吗？3线2个进，这个得赢里。可以可以。你想用正
Good
常偏
set
大
up
一点
here
吗？
for China when they have last stone advantage at the first end.
It's a great opportunity.
这样我这个眼不像掉那么大。OK。
好。clean。哦 clean。哦 clean clean clean。哦
Pretty good.
Great shot.
Right on the nose. China lies
这个稍微顶了点旋转。
3, maybe 4.
What do you want? 9.5? Yeah.
So there is an opportunity here, though, for USA to hit and roll off the shot stone behind cover. Just hit that red and roll to the left behind the yellow guard.
Small risk of a jam on the
Roll
back,
and the
but
double will happen.
worthwhile if they can hide.
Curl more than that here? No, I don't.
It'll run pretty true.
Greg Persinger.
It's good. 9.5.
Yep.
9.5.
Yep. Whoa. 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 Stay close, John. Whoa. Croy. A little bit. Little bit, Croy. Go,
Must
go,
be good.
go.
Get it.
Just rolled over the top.
Yeah. Just anticipating a little bit more late finish than they got, and it rolls off to the wing. Zhang having a look at that. There's two of them just fighting the rings. The stone has to be touching at least a part of the circle to be able to score, and both of them are.
Oh, I think it's definitely out counting that red now at the back. We're never going to know if that red was in or not.
Unless they hit it. Rich is having a look. Greg is having a look.
你这球漏这儿也是，搁外边的也是，是吧？这个可以，
China now
大一
need
点，
to
下线擦也没问题，只要
bring a third counter into the rings without setting up a double.
Dan's having a look.
最好是4-5区，5区最好，5区最好是5区，别太高，4区的话不太好。5区最好。
知道了，那边好多还可以，还行，因为他美国刚才跑位。
So they've got plenty of house to play with here. Just want to keep some separation between their stones.
Zhang Jieliang.
5区6，
沿龙带着啊，5线都没问题，只是力量。
6区，
线路很好，
力量大，
能。
Sweepers are
后区
得上位点。
quite happy with the weight. It's definitely there.
Ma thinks it's up.
后区一定要后区，别留上面。后区尽量往
Look
再
at
来
it finish.
再来，光子粘，再来。
Huge curl at the end.
沿龙再来点，光子粘，再来点。
Behind that corner guard, it goes deep.
It does give a pocket, though, for USA to come in on top of and kill the end.
Just even half decent, we'll get out of the end.
Greg Persinger.
How far back do you want to go? All the way to it. To it? Okay, so 8-9.
Pretty important draw first up.
Pretty good here.
He's just seen the line.
70.
He
Yeah.
knows how much ice he needs to take. It's got a big finish.
It's like reading your opponent's putt in
Rich's
golf.
been wicked was a 70.
You can see how much that one of Zhang's broke, and you can follow it down.
Like the weight a lot. You can give it a pretty big ad. We got 85.
Nice, pretty good.
Didn't add.
Got a curl.
We really got to go.
Here comes Joe.
Sweepers
Come
are
on.
happy with.
Well, now they're worried a little bit about the weight. Sorry, Rona, but
All the way to this one. Gotta go. Gotta get it buried. Come on.
Hard boys.
Can't let up. All the way. All the way. Go.
sweeping for the
Hard.
curl in the
Go.
finish. They're trying to get
Hard.
protection behind the corner guard. Hasn't curled enough. They're shot, but is it available for Zhang?
Good sweep, guys.
Perfect weight.
They just didn't get the big pull at the end that China got. Because the sweepers straight away said they were happy with the weight. The weight was good,
Yep.
but they were trying to pull it for curl at the end.
搁在那儿有不，你不管这个打定，你就最起码先有2 个。
The guard is quite long, and the way China's did finish, you could easily come in and just tap that back.
踏板 ，OK， 踏板。
Tempter, though, we've seen a few times, Rona, haven't we, when
看着没准贴
you
贴
add 5 or 10 feet of weight, and it just changes the characteristics of the run of the stone entirely. So.
Yeah, and if they take less ice to play maybe a back 12 weight, they could catch the curl and just be all over the guard. We've seen that so many times this week.
Yeah, so nice shot by Persinger. A real tempter here for Team China. You've got a chance here to score potentially 4. You don't get many of those chances in a game, so you really want to have a crack.
It's the first end. He's got to go for it.
踏板，好，看板到，接近踩线，接近踩线。
It's off now.
Got to get by the guard. Oh, they wreck on it.
Left it too late.
It's a steal of 1 for the USA. Gambling on the line read. In the gamble, they get burned. USA steals 1 after 1 end. USA 1, China no score.
A little bit, maybe. We're on 3, aren't we?
An overhead look at Croy Nernberger of the USA. Delivering the first stone of the second end.
Mine's pretty good.
We're in Suzhou, in China.
Well,
The first leg of the first
I gotta
ever
give you a little more, Croy.
come on.
Curling
Roxy.
World Cup.
Sitting though.
Please sit. That's it. Okay.
There's Croy. Tight center guard.
Yeah, see, the last one was 85.
Wang Jimbo.
稍微小点啊。
Rona, what a huge opportunity for Zhang Jialang, and
还可以，还可以，还可
they
以。
didn't seem panicked on the line read on that attempted shot for 4, but that really seemed to catch them out. And you were
Yeah.
saying to me during the break they really shouldn't have been surprised, should they?
No, because they'd seen several stones really curl big there. And because he'd taken less ice, he took centre ice to play a tap back weight. So he always knew it was going to go. So they just didn't anticipate that and left it too late.
Yep.
Gotta go in.
A big opportunity
Gotta be
missed.
Fast even.
Mine's pretty good.
Called Team USA the cardiac kids all week, living dangerously and living dangerously
got it.
again.
Yep. Don't corner it. Okay.
All right, guys.
It's okay to live dangerously, that means you're still living.
That's true.
Wang Jimbo.
提前大一点，不擦烟了，等会儿。力量大吗？哎，稍微大一点，但还可以啊。哦，可以放后区，后区啊。
放。
减速了，那也放，等等。
Well clear of the corner guard, sliding
What's
deep.
bigger ad?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a good chunk of
You got
this.
it, lot?
5 sheets
Over
of action
half.
here this morning in Suzhou. Let's have a look in at Japan, Switzerland. Swiss are playing the Yellowstone's final stone here for Japan's Go Aoki, 18-year-old. Just trying to play a delicate pick on that shot on the button, but it slides by. That's a steal of 1 for Peter de Cruz. Swiss up 1-0.
Greg, go. Go, Greg.
Roll it.
Let's have a look at this game between Scotland and Canada. 2 yellow stones belonging to the Canadians. Bruce Mallet of Scotland, this young Scottish team, with his final stone.
先打这个
OK，这边稍微直点儿，
打他俩中间也行，
就打他
这边有点直，好不好？
This one is tracking straight. Is it going to curl enough? No, it just spills to the side, and it's a steal of 1 for Kevin Cooey. Canada leading that one 1-0.
2哦，下线，下线。
好球！
2 U.S. stones in the rings.
We go under.
I don't think we can guard.
I think the guard will keep him in the
Chinese
middle.
Huh?
I think a guard will keep him playing in the middle. Put in the house just helps him. Yep.
Sean Baton.
Trying to draw play to the centre.
I think it's 3. Don't kill it. Don't kill it. Uh-oh.
It's like a lot.
3.
This is
3?
looking a bit
Get to
speedy.
here then. Right?
Do we want a 3?
No. Yep. 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 Get it tight though.
Tight to the rings.
Okay. That's fine.
And into the rings, just.
Not curl or can you out?
Lots of centre and keep China trying to clear the front.
啊，找到后面都行。
Few options here for Zhang. Double straight back, double the 2 on the top, roll to the wing. Here's Ma Yanlong.
大力啊，大力。下线一直下，一直下。
That one tracking wide, spills away. So out of all of those options, that was probably option 6. Would have liked to keep the shooter in the rings if they could.
Yeah.
Troy's really full.
They've got the corner guards in place.
his rock's
Ideally, they want
okay,
to get something in behind there to try and generate a 2.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're
We
right.
don't want to be chasing the whole end.
All right, because I was going to take more, but. All right, so we're
Quick
looking
look at
at
the scores.
75, 80, or 80.
Canada 1-0 over Scotland on sheet B. Norway with a 5 in the second end, leading Sweden 5-0. Switzerland 1-0 over Japan. Japan 1-0 over Sweden on sheet E in the women's event.
Yep.
Pretty good. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Unique and quite wonderful format here at Curling World Cup. We've got all 3 Olympic curling disciplines in one competition.
Good. 6.
Men's curling, women's curling, and mixed doubles curling.
Okay.
Whoa.
OK，
Shot.
得打到我中间
It's
掉。
nicely hidden, back of the button.
好的，
Good draw
逆
around.
时啊还是顺时啊？
Again, forces China to try and clear the front.
It's format for Curling World Cup. 4 stops. First one here in Suzhou.
大力啊！
Next stop's in the USA in
大
Omaha.
力，
Third stop, Jönköping in Sweden.
Whoa.
Before the grand final in Beijing.
Whoa.
1, 2, 3 stones in motion. Jams on the back.
再掉头都甩，
The stone remains behind cover. Badashin.
再掉点，但是那个
再不能再掉了，再掉那个都打不着了，打一点。
The winner of this first leg in each of the 3 disciplines directly qualify for the grand final. That'll be next May
It'll hang for a
in
while.
Beijing.
9.
Rich Rahonen.
Yep.
9 up.
Whoa.
Yeah, just looking to remove this top red and move, roll over into the house.
Yep. Yep.
There's the hit, there's the roll over, but is it going to stay in the house? No, it won't.
I want to be sure. I don't want to crop this.
So now that this stone's back tee, you'll see China come round the corner guards.
选一个不一定能赢的。
那先打定那个。
Either
行，
that or freeze the back
那
one.
边行。
No, he's decided
安全大一
to
点。
hit.
It's quite a conservative option. Are you surprised?
这边掉的还行。
Yeah, I thought he would freeze it or draw behind the corners.
好，先到啊！
现在
Just to try and generate a 2 by hitting, he's really just saying We could blank this end.
Happy with a maximum too, perhaps. Sweeping for curl. This one is tracking straight, and it's going to roll out as well. There's the Chinese coach, Dan Raphael. Back with the Chinese program. Coached in China before and left and coached in other countries, but now back with the Chinese curling program.
Open forefoot.
Here's U.S. coach.
Like that, yeah. That's what
Phil
we just
Drobnik, is he sending out an SOS? I don't think so.
a little slower.
No, it doesn't need to phone a friend just yet.
Not yet.
It's about a rock wider than we were playing.
Just hair more than what you threw last time.
Yeah.
Here's Greg Persinger.
An open house.
Go. It's white.
Draw into the centre.
Want T-line if we can.
T-line, top T.
T-line. Line's
That's
perfect.
tracking very straight out there as well today.
Yep.
Taking a long time to start curling.
T-line for
We've
sure.
had a couple of times on sheet A, haven't we, Rona?
Beauty.
Good job. Nice sweep.
A little bit less curl away from the wall. Persinger.
打往这儿甩呗，还是？
Perfect weight, right on
Those
the
the
tee.
players a wee bit today. We've seen quite a few hitting those out. But the players are loving the new format here. Even the end timing, they get their time per end rather than per game, and nobody has run out of time.
That's right, there have been very few. I can only think of one
On the
incident
mixed
in the
doubles.
entire tournament in a mixed doubles game where a team ran out of time. Let's look in live at Japan and Switzerland. The Swiss are lying one right in front of the button, so another really difficult final shot for Go Aoki.
いいわ。
And this one is going to come up short, so it's another steal for Switzerland. And that puts them up 2-0.
I think we keep it up a little here. We're way out here. 8.5.
Yeah, in the men's and women's game, they get 4 minutes per end in the first 4 ends of the game, and we've certainly not seen anybody run too close. So far, anyway, I would say.
Yeah. And the teams can talk to their coaches between ends, and so they don't really seem to be missing the timeout too much. I think they'd still like to have it, but as you say, Rona, I think it keeps the game moving, that's for sure. This one tracking straight as we thought it might, spills off. Nothing in the rings. And you would think that Zhang Jialang is certainly just going to throw it through for a blank end to keep the hammer into the third. Haven't seen many blank ends, Rona, in this competition.
No, we haven't.
Teams are really going for it, and I think a big part of that is because teams want to win in the regulation 8 ends, because in curling World Cup point terms, that gets you an extra point, 3 points for the win if you win in 8 ends.
Yeah, so you have to go to a shootout to win. You're penalised, you lose a point, even if you win. So they do want to win in 8 ends. And that's why I'm surprised China didn't take advantage earlier on in this end and go for their 2.
So that one is thrown through. It is a blank end, no score. China will keep last rock into the third after 2. It's the USA 1. And China, no score.
So if we're just like 2.5.
Yeah,
that's good.
Just 4 feet out. That's pretty good, I think.
Hit. Sweat.
I like it.
Look across the 5 sheets here at the Suzhou Olympic Sports Center. Live action.
Well, maybe.
Suzhou, first ever curling World Cup.
Good though.
No, it's really good. It's right at your stick.
It's a unique format and a unique competition. It's the only competition where teams are competing for their nations, where they can also earn prize money. Jimbo. Series, we mentioned it's a 4-leg series. It'll end up in Beijing, but it's also intended to run right through the next 4 years leading up to the Beijing Winter Olympics.
And what's great is the member associations can choose whatever team plays in each leg. It doesn't have to be the same team in every single leg.
There's a lot of innovations here in Curling World Cup, and that's one of them. Corey Nürnberger.
I like it.
Give a little more ad there.
Mine's really good.
Next stop of the Curling World Cup circuit will be in Omaha, Nebraska, and the USA have already announced their teams for that second leg.
Greg.
In the men's event, they'll be represented by Olympic champion John Schuster.
Girl rock. Okay.
In the women's event, they'll be represented by Jamie Sinclair's team.
I think the one might cut more than
And in mixed doubles, it'll be Joe Polo and Tabitha Peterson. So if you're looking in from the USA, you might want to get along to Omaha and have a look at the next leg of Curling World Cup.
Hard!
Nose hit. China with last rock here in the third.
Yep, they've
They
got
just
the
threw a
corner guard
9.
up.
There.
USA have got their centre guard up. So who's going to take the opportunity first? It's a game of cat and mouse. USA want to force one here. China want to multiple score.
Hard, Croy.
Hard, Croy.
Real hard to
Sean
stick
Bateman
around.
on his in-turn.
Hard,
Trying to make a play on the stone in the rings. This one tracking wide. Spills.
So there's the opportunity with a hit and roll out. China can come round this corner guard now.
Yeah. 9-1-9, but just set it.
Set it.
See if Ma Yanlong can make the adjustment. He's been throwing a lot of big weight hits in the early going. And he's being asked to throw a delicate come around draw.
线路 OK， 6长不合带点，底线 OK， 线路 OK， 线路非常好，底线不合带，塔上线，底下塔线，不合塔上线。
Wangenbaugh on the brushes.
比较大，这塔到，塔走，好。
Just left that one late again. Just not anticipating that swing.
Same way.
Nice and positive.
The way they were reading it, Rona, it would almost look like Zhang was trying to play a split instead of coming around.
I'll be positive.
At the end, looking to feather that one behind the center guard, but they just couldn't leave it out there in no man's land in the open.
Yes.
Available for Sean Bateman to hit.
Hard, Croy, hard. Still got it hard.
This one's going to flirt with that center guard. Do they buy? No, they wreck.
Pull in. You're right.
Never got to it, eh?
So here's the chance that Team China was looking for. Line one and that American guard just short of the rings on the top right of our picture. Going to try to duck around that one. Yanlong. He's on this out-turn side, Rona. It looks to me like there's a good extra foot or two of curl on this turn. That actually changes the weight when you're throwing a draw too, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've just got to be a bit more positive in your release and play with the bigger swing. But he needs to sit down here.
Yes, it does. This one is sliding deep. Let's keep a look in at Japan versus Sweden in the women's event as that Chinese stone hangs on to the back. Here is Olympic champion Sweden's Anna Hasselborg.
I don't mind this.
Facing two Japanese counters.
Japan's Satsuki Fujisawa, Olympic bronze medalist. This one is curling, comes up short. Japan steals two. Japan leading that one 3-0.
Yep.
And a bit of frustration there from Anna Hasselborg. She has high standards. Let's look in Canada-USA, or Canada-Scotland, rather.
Bruce Mout's got a nose hit for 2.
The first games these teams played against each other in the double round robin, Canada really dominated, but Scotland looking much more in control in this game. Nice hit there by Mouat, and Scotland puts a 2 on the board. They take the lead 2-1. Norway, Sweden. Nicholas Edin, world champion, trailing by 5. Fighting for his playoff life. Straight bump, run back. That's for a single point. So Norway leading that one 5-1 after 2. Stefan Wallstedt, Team Norway. What a strong start.
Double? Whoa! Whoa! Yes! Hard! Hard!
Oh, so close to the double.
Nearly made the pair. And this is why all these updates are so important. Here are the standings. Only the pool winners go on to tomorrow's final. Norway leading that pool 3-1. A victory for them against Sweden in that game is pretty critical. USA trying to stay with them. Canada 4-0. If they were to lose to Scotland, that would really create a logjam at the top of Group B. So we'll keep an eye on all of these games. The winners meet tomorrow in the final of the first leg. The winner of that game clinches a place in the grand final.
Oh, and China have caught that one too thin.
They've actually rolled their own stone better behind the guard.
So
But definitely not what they were looking for.
And that one that went to here.
No, they've just not been able to capitalise on that earlier mistake by USA.
They're looking to make a hit and stick around. They catch it really thin. They get a really fortunate break. It jams on their own stone and it hangs around. Deschambault shakes his head.
So this is the same as the first end when Greg played a great freeze round the corner guard to kill the end.
As Yogi Berra would say, it's deja vu all over again.
Get close. We gotta go a little bit.
Little tight.
Very similar situation to the first end.
How's the line? I mean the weight.
Ersinger trying to wrap one around a corner.
Not heavy. Close. We're not to it?
No, we are.
Okay, all right. Well, then, well,
It's the line
really
that's
good.
important here that you can
Whoa,
try and bury.
Whoa.
It can really be anywhere right up to the back stone.
We know it's going to finish late.
Attaboy.
That is pretty good.
Good there.
Again, it's another tempter for Zhang. Part of you is thinking, I can throw back line weight, maybe get across nose and squeak out a 2 that way, but
I think with his first one, he just needs to draw in and be shot.
right, so play for 2 the old school way, get behind the corner and try for a skip's deuce.
你看我直接旋应该能赢了啊，但是不能太掉，要这块就不行了。
It's one thing we have noticed this week, a lot of the tap back weights have just
这儿也行，这儿都行。
not been played to perfection.
Up the weight a little bit changes the running of the rock a lot in terms of how much it's curling. Zhang Jialan.
点稍微大一点啊，点稍微大一点。
He's had lots of opportunities in this game, but they really haven't been able to convert one. Let's see what they can do
没问题，
here.
正常擦，有点减，沿路擦一擦，擦擦线路，擦擦力量。OK， 可以下线，力量呢？
Good looking weight.
跟着点，你俩跟着点，别让他，别让他。
Good over, girl.
Might. Rahonen trying to sweep it deep. Ooh, that's close.
杨龙，下回你
Looks like yellow, maybe.
I think if we can go here and just maybe move it an inch, but...
At the first end, certainly, it was the same. The Chinese skip got more of a curl than Greg did.
Zhang Jilang, he throws a little bit less handle, a softer handle, and he's getting more break as a result, I think, Rona.
Yeah. Greg's got a more positive release.
We'll figure out what to do. Look like his picked over a little at the end.
Greg can just come in and even corner freeze that red. Potentially lie too.
Rich Rahonen saying, don't mind if you just tap it an inch, and that way you know for sure that you're lying two.
Just a hair, which is what we want.
First job is just to sit in front of the Chinese stone.
Lots of line right now.
It's gliding.
Lots of line.
It's really close.
Lots of line, says Richard Rahonen. That one has to curl. Just a fraction more weight.
Do not bump off that. Or cut and freeze on our own.
Whoa, it's got to cut way more. All right.
Wow.
That's okay.
Good.
That's good.
Actually, he's got away with it.
Yes, he has.
But it's back to what we were saying, just that ounce of running.
Right.
And the stones aren't getting the same finish.
Yeah, just slip.
But that yellow stone's going nowhere.
There's no doubt now that the red stone is second shot, but Zhang's having a look at it. Thinking if I somehow just get across nose and pound it, maybe they might spring and maybe we could get two that way.
If you caught it really thin, would they both go and leave that back red? Wait, see the angle?
It might sweep
Miss
by
that
that back
red.
one.
It's very, very tight. He's got to pass his red stone in the house to catch that yellow really thin.
Yeah, he would have to be
And miss,
have to hit 3/4 of it on the right-hand side to really stick around and score two. I don't think he's going to get three. But again, it's this tempter situation where you could just draw the 8-foot, score your point. Instead, now you're thinking higher risk shot to try and get two. And we saw in the first end that backfired. Let's see if Zhang can make this one.
He's played a much bigger weight at this end, though. If he hits it on the nose, he scores one.
And he springs it away, and it's another steal for Team USA. Wow. Again, gambling to try and score multiple points. But this stone had to get across nose to make the two, and it hits it on the thin high side, springs, and it's a steal. Team USA leading it now 2-0 after three. Sternberger. Wow. Team USA, the lead.
Just died.
Gets us going in the fourth end of this 8-end game.
That one's kind of a
Curling
big
World
one.
Cup.
Yeah.
I think that one is.
Let's round up here with you and joined by Rona Howie, Olympic curling champion. Rona, Team China has had opportunities in every end, but just can't convert it.
They have indeed. They're creating chances and then just not being able to capitalise. And there, you know, China could have nose hit to take the one, catch the inside. They may have got a two, but completely hit the wrong side of the stone. And that's where I think they're still struggling a wee bit out there with reading the ice with the bigger weights.
And Greg Persinger of Team USA is really forcing that. He's made some nice bailout shots to get the USA out of trouble.
Draws.
Mine's pretty good.
Off a little bit if you can.
As I say, that's what the skip gets paid big bucks for.
Yep, hard.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Go, go, go.
Hard, guys.
When your team's Ronan, did you get a bigger share of the prize money back in the day?
No chance.
No?
Prize money. We got crystal vases and lasagna dishes.
Well, nothing wrong with a good lasagna dish. Wang Jimbo, as we look in at this important game, Norway-Sweden.
力量45
Norway's Stefan Wallstedt.
擦擦龙了，我感觉不太够。
还行。可以掉一掉。
Using one Swedish counter at the back, he's having to raise his own.
Well, they're on this one early. This one looks a bit tight. Can they hold the line? Just, wow, great brushing. Single point, they're going to take a look at it just to make sure it's only one. Wait for the confirmation from the players, but nice shot there by Wallstedt and great sweeping to hold the line. Big shot there, keeping the momentum in favor of Norway. Important game for Norway. They can almost clinch their place in the final tomorrow with a victory.
4-5.
If the USA were to lose, but Norway doing their part. They are handling the defending world champions so far in this game.
Keep going.
Good shot, Sean.
Great freeze in there. USA got a perfect setup.
Good sweep, guys. Good guys.
Yeah, the last round robin game today between USA and Norway. It's going to be a big game. And with this World Cup format,
sorry, Rona, just looking in, it was in fact a 2-point end for Norway, so it's 7-1 for Wallstedt. Wow.
but that's where with this format, every game counts. It doesn't matter if you can't qualify out your section. Every game means points for the World Cup, and it's also prize money.
Set up a double.
Huh?
No lasagna dishes here.
No prize money per game.
Long.
Give a little lad here.
So China have just cleared out one of the US stones. So they'll just try and come in and corner freeze it.
Line's
pretty good again.
Line's pretty good. We can use a little curl here.
Psychologically, Rona, when you're kind of struggling to get it going, you've been really making aggressive plays to try and get big points. You're heading into the fourth end break for China. Are you thinking, let's just score? Does it change your mindset?
Yeah, they really need to get on the scoreboard now, because the more they keep going the way they're going, if they keep losing singles, it's then too late to claw back. So they have to score here, even if it's a 1, then they're only 1 down. Makes the scoreboard tight. So he doesn't want to be too clever.
Zhang Qilang looking at his options. There's the coaches having a chat. Dan Raphael, Phil Drobnik. Phil's not phoning a friend, having a chat.
So an opportunity here, though, for China. Move this yellow off the 4-foot.
Ma Yamong.
They want to keep their shooter in play, though.
Catches it thin again.
Too thin.
Pushes the stones off the 4-foot. Yes, once again. Just execution. Just really not finding that line on the hits, the gentle hits.
It's as though they are just over icing. That side is tricky because it does very much lean to the barrier, and it's just catching them out today.
In the second?
Same with mine right
We've
here.
discussed this before, Rona. The art of reading ice condition is a bit of a lost skill in the sport. And it's so important. Ice, it's made of frozen water, and it's got some variations, and being able to read those variations, it's so important in this sport.
Weight's good.
It is, and every time you step on the ice, it can be different.
Weight's good.
So it is an art to be able to read it and play it.
Dang it.
Fine.
I gotta anticipate, guys.
That's okay, splits the back one. Something less for China to freeze.
That's fine.
China looking for that one killer shot that can just turn the momentum around for them. Babijin trying to supply that. Looking for a roll behind the center guard. Or the corner guard. He's got a couple of options here. Boy, spilling off the rings. Just not firing, Team China.
Yeah, just too many half shots at the moment.
75, 80? 80's close with the bump?
80s.
I think 80's close, right?
80 or 85.
Okay.
Have another look in at the women's game between Japan and Sweden. And a Hasselborg, Team Sweden.
It's nice.
Line one, so this looks like an attempt at a shot draw maybe for two, Ron?
It does. They're line one.
You're right.
It's got a
Getting
red
better.
Trying to come down.
Japanese stone to come
Gonna
off.
be Sean.
Oh, let it curl.
Sweeper standing
Only
well
Sean.
back.
Only Sean.
That's usually a bad sign.
Really even.
It's really tracking on the wide side there.
Stays straight, so it's a single point for Hasselborg. Sweden is on the board, but they're trailing 3-1. Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan.
No.
Babijin. You wonder, Rona, if it's maybe the time for Team China to switch gears and instead of trying to hit rolls, maybe start drawing around guards, try to do something else to generate some offense?
Yeah, they need to start trying to put pressure onto USA to force errors, and with China themselves not getting the precision hit and rolls behind cover, then
You like that,
you just
Broom?
need to change tack sometimes.
Yeah.
Zhang having a look around. Rich for Honan. US skip.
Just make sure we're cleaning all the way in.
Yeah.
We talked about Wallstead of Norway. Well, Team USA, they're fighting for their place in the finals here as well. They know the situation. They know they must win this morning to keep their finals hopes alive, because their final game is against Norway.
9.5.
Yep.
9.5.
Yes.
Gotta go, Croy.
Gotta go, Croy.
That'll be later today.
Whoa.
Come on, Croy.
Yep.
Keep on it.
Yep.
Armberger on the brush.
Yes. Hard. Whoa.
And get a wee roll to the center.
All right. That's a good
Fine.
shot.
Ah,
That was
really
one.
good shot.
Nice sweep, Croy.
Not fully buried, but
10-2.
definitely showing Team China the side of the rock that you'd want to show them. The outside.
你就定一个完，你告诉他俩完，好判断这样。再来一点。踏板吗？踏板。OK。
You have to remind yourself, Rona, it's an international event. For many teams, this is not only the first event of the season, but for some of them, the first game of the season. And the playing standard is really good,
It has
considering
been really
it's the first game of the season. Usually you go play a few local warm-up bonspiels and tournaments and kind of get back into it after a nice warm summer, but here they are in Suzhou, and standard is pretty high.
Hard.
Let's see if Zhang Jielang can get something going.
Whoa.
Once again, clipping the guard. Softer handle of Zhang is really just causing grief this morning.
It is. He's getting a lot more movement
Straighten it out over here.
in his
Split
stones,
center.
Yeah.
Switch through an 80 with the bomb.
and just not icing accordingly.
I think we're like right here to cross the center.
And that's what we're
You've been throwing.
talking earlier about, the skill set of being
Guys,
able to
we can
read
be
ice,
full
and
eight.
that's
Full
a big
eight.
part of it. Knowing
Right there
the
is what
different
we want.
handles and
No more.
releases of your teammates,
Split the
how you
center.
ice accordingly for that.
Less?
Ideally, in an ideal world, everybody would be having identical releases, but
Yes.
that's not reality.
Right.
Split the center line.
The other possible variable, of course, is the running surface of the stones themselves. And he's got a stone that moves a little bit more, but The teams have opportunities to work that out during pre-game practice and evening practices, so by this point in the tournament,
Heavy clean, I think.
quite surprising if there was a stone that maybe was a little rougher and curling a bit more, they'd know about it by now.
Really good.
And really, it's very small margins.
It is.
The differences in stones
Line's good.
Weight's nice.
the sets are so
John,
good
go,
now
John.
that
Go, John, go.
very small margins.
Go, full 8 fine. Go, 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 go.
Way too much.
All right.
USA lying 3.
Yeah, that one didn't curl as much as they had thought.
He's coming off the sideboard. Has to climb the hill a little bit. It's not extreme, but there's definitely a difference.
Line's good.
Weight's nice.
Persinger,
John,
tell
John,
by
go,
the
John.
expression.
Go, John, go.
I don't know. Nope,
Go, full
nope,
8
nope,
fine. Go,
nope,
go,
nope.
go, go, go.
Way too much.
All right.
Way too much ice. So.
Yeah, that's just what we were saying. It's very tricky because you take that fraction less ice, catch the curl, and you over curl,
Yeah,
and then you look
feel
down.
silly, right? Yeah. What was I thinking?
Yeah. But that's the small margins in the game. But anyway, it leaves an open nose hit for China to score.
Really important that Zhang makes this one. Facing 3, going into the break. China needs to score. Makes the hit, it spills. Is it going to hang around? Yes, just. A single point for China. China on the scoreboard, but more nerves for Zhang Jialang. That one was rolling away. A little bit more of a roll, and it's another steal, but China get onto the scoreboard at the midpoint. It's the USA 2, China 1. Here's our line store at the beautiful Suzhou Olympic Sports Park. The line score from the first half of this game. Feature match in the men's event, USA-China. No multiple point ends yet in this game. USA stealing the first and third ends. Here is action from the first end. China's Zhang Jialang has a delicate but makeable shot to maybe score 4, but he wrecks. And the USA steals a single point. Zhang knows that was a great chance. And the third again, the US lying 2. Zhang gambling to try and throw some big weight. Instead of drawing for a safe one, he's playing for 2, but it tracks straight, jams, and the US steals another point. In the fourth, Team USA lying 3, so it's a must make for Zhang. Has to hit and stick to score. Hits and it rolls. Does it hang on? Yes, just. And it's a single point for China. So after 4, it's the USA 2 and China 1. Let's have a look in at Japan. Go Aoki. Facing Switzerland's Peter de Cruz. Got one on the button, looking for a pair, but this one is just going to slide a fraction deep. One for sure, and yes, a single point. So let's look at all the scores in session 12. USA leading China 1-0. Scotland 2-1 over Canada. Norway with a big 7-1 lead over Nicholas Edin from Sweden. Switzerland now with a 2-1 lead over Japan, and in the women's event, Japan 3-1 over Sweden. Let's listen to Team China.
Because in the past, we always think, oh, we must sit in the hat and think the shot perfect. No. Sit in the hat and think, how can I make this if I miss? Not the wrong way.
Let's get our deuce here. Big, go up 4-1, it's big. Keep the pressure on them. Don't let them just keep lurking and lurking around.
We haven't had the hammer yet, have we? Till now. So.
Yeah. We only need it one more time.
Yeah, right. This one.
Right? Yeah. All right, let's have a good second half.
All right.
Let's go. Lots of talking.
Yeah.
We're going here. Turkey.
So here's the stats at the halfway point. Shooting percentages. Pretty even in total terms. US at 73, China at 69. But the stolen points, I think that's the key stat, Rona. 2 stolen points for Team USA, and that's the difference on the scoreboard. We heard Rich Rahonen say, we haven't had the hammer yet. This is the first time in the game that Team USA will have last rock.
Yeah, so now we'll see a different tactical look at this with USA having the hammer for the first time. Just reverse, China want to block up the front.
Sometimes curling games are funny things. Usually you want to have last rock. It's an advantage, and you really want to control the hammer. But there's some days that the hammer's kind of a curse, and you want to get rid of it. And you wonder if it's that kind of day for China. They've had the hammer. They've really struggled with it, and I wonder if it'll be different now when they're playing defense rather than offense. We're going to find out.
And with the 5-rock rule here, you're going to get more stones in play to play about with as the game progresses.
Come on.
China's really struggled with playing accurate hit and rolls. That's been their approach really for the whole first half. And without last rock, they'll be playing more draws. Let's see if that changes anything.
Boys just come up a bit short with that one, so it does give China a double guard at the front.
Wang Jinbo, good first half of the game. 23 years of age. He's a player with a future in this Chinese curling program. Oh, that's a beauty.
Great stone.
Half behind that stacked pair of center guards. Just in front of the tee line. Great shot. Corey Nürnberger, 94% for the first half.
Dropped it off again.
Room this time. Getting better.
Line's really good now.
Getting better. Stay with it, Sean.
Line's perfect, guys.
Just cleaning.
Line's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure the Chinese program will be quite intense with them hosting the next Olympics in 2022.
Yep.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, very nice shot by Croy. No, you're absolutely right, Rona.
对你说，你告诉明确一点。对，你告我一下。2区 ，OK。
Getting better.
Line's really good now.
So let's have a look.
Getting better. Stay with it, Sean.
Line's
The
perfect, guys.
footwork of the sweepers.
Line's pretty
There's
good.
the Teflon slider gliding along the ice, and the gripping surface of the other shoe propelling them along.
好，可以下线，线路有点到。
They're nice, bright shoes as well.
White flash, aren't they?
Normally they're very dull and boring black shoes.
没那么大，3区。
要到4，要到4。
Yeah, Greg Persinger bringing the bling.
China just looking to stop this top of the house. That's good there. So now USA want to clear things up a wee bit.
Whatever you want. I got like 8.5.
9.
Yeah.
Like any sport, specialist equipment. There you see the bottom of the yellow pad. That's a fabric surface. That's a standard fabric. That's why all of the pads that you see on the brushes are the same color. We found a couple of years ago through scientific testing, which is Sean Baton's rows, that pads of a different color, even if it's the same fabric, have got a different effect on the ice.
Oh, great shot there.
That's fantastic.
Nice controlled weight. Well judged.
Let's have another look. Oh, that's perfect. Wonderful. Red onto yellow onto red. They all go. Just feathering that guard. Maya Long. Sweepers were desperately trying to hold the line straight, but it just feathered the top guard. 59% for Ma in the first half. And unfortunately for him, that's not going to help his shooting stats.
He's going to run that on the nose, and then he's got one sitting there, and then we're going to have to hit it anyway.
Tap the one on the right?
That's what I think.
You
I
can't.
like this.
Can I kind of stagger him?
Okay. Do we want to stagger him?
No, stagger the top two, and I can get it back.
Okay. I was thinking he might wrap around, but he probably won't.
Is that too much?
USA thinking 3 shots ahead, Rona.
Okay. All right. Becky.
Yeah, they've got last stone advantage at this end. They want to make it count. So really thinking what stones Greg's going to be left with.
Nice way.
They
It's like a lot.
can split this front one and open it up a bit.
Close.
Back line.
No.
Back line.
They'll lie 3 in the head,
Back line.
but with some separation between them.
Whoa, not yet. Hard, Croy.
Pretty good.
Croy.
US wondering if they didn't do something with those front
Okay,
stones.
that's not
that
bad, though.
the Chinese would run back the straight double and leave the Chinese stone sitting in the front of the 12-foot. So they made this choice, and that does change the angles, but they are lined up now, the 2 top stones on the shot rock and the 4-foot, so maybe a chance here for China to not only run the front pair, but maybe kill the shot rock as well. Badishin. And that's exactly what he does.
That yellow's still splittable though.
Yeah.
Let's have another look at this important game between Japan and Sweden in the women's event.
Even if we tap it nose, it's not the end of the world, right?
Satsuki Fujisawa, Japan.
Line 1, draw for 2.
Well, that would give them a 4-point lead, and that would be huge.
Sweeper standing back.
Wow, this one's got some heat. Look at it. It's going to slide deep. Is it going to hang around? No, it won't. Almost through the ring, so it's only a single point for Japan. That's a 4-1 lead for them at the break. Characteristic from Fujisawa.
Whoa. There, more.
Whoa!
Got to make contact.
Oh, okay.
We're through if we don't.
Yep.
Whoa, let it get the nose.
Whoa.
Whoa!
I was going to try to go this way.
Is it going to sit?
Okay.
It is. Ideally, they wanted just to split that in and lie 3.
Pushes it straight back instead.
So it's now given some cover. Are China going to just draw around and ignore those 2?
We saw earlier in the game when Team USA was in trouble facing a lot of Chinese stones that Greg Persinger made a couple of great draws and freezes to neutralize an end. And you're right, Rona, I'm thinking China's thinking similar.
Yeah, well, both the US counters are just in the 12-foot, so there's plenty of room to lie short. And they need to create chances. important to be buried here.
Oh, goodness. They really flirted with that stone in the front ring.
Come out the other side.
Wow. Did that ever curl in the last 8 feet of the trip?
But again, with a slightly soft handle, really
big finish.
Big finish.
Yeah.
But it does lie short. So USA will just follow it.
Richard Honan.
Nice way. Maybe all there already.
66% for the first half.
Well then. I want to clean it,
Skip of this team, but he throws the third
You
stones. Greg
don't have to
Persinger.
clean it. You don't have to clean it. It'll curl. It'll
Throwing
curl.
the last
Stick with it.
rocks.
Calm down.
Needs to bite. Needs to bite.
Okay, whoa then. Whoa, right off. Right off.
No, 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 no,
Yep,
no.
Yep.
We're still in front of the tee line.
Whoa.
We're still in front of the tee line.
Whoa. Sit.
2 stones in a row just almost
It's
rubbed that front stone. That's a great shot, isn't it?
great stone. It's top tee, which really puts the pressure back onto China now.
Watch how close this comes to the guard. Look at it. It's almost going sideways. And it wraps right around it.
It's like a remote control. I think the coach is sitting on the bench with a wee remote control.
Maybe that's what Phil's doing with his phone.
So China need to just really come in here again.
Tried to hit it a smidge and then just went dead straight.
Yeah. We have all of it pretty
And then
much.
I was like, oh shit, it's going to go dead straight, so I was going to try to poke it this way. Oh. And then it just curled up. Yeah.
So Zhang Jilang just trying to follow the last 2 draws in here. Behind cover, but he's in a higher line. He's still on that yellow guard. It's not going to curl off it.
Wow.
So again, a different line, different result.
Now a massive opportunity for the U.S.
I don't like going there.
Remember, they've got the hammer here in the 5th last rock advantage, and they are sitting pretty.
And that red at the back is open.
I just don't want to give them a pocket to run into. Right?
So if they can build
The only
up a
thing
few
is we can't
counters
really
in
give them
here.
this again. We got nothing.
2 to come. They haven't even
Can we
looked
get to
at
the
that,
port
Ronan.
side for the other way or not?
I mean, even if you win here, it's not the end of the world.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
But I think this is really good. Half under. Because I don't think he has this.
Like here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
No, he doesn't have any inside of that.
I think we want to get to shot, though.
It's fine.
Even if we bite 8 right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And
We
he
got
makes
one
that?
minute left.
Yeah,
So.
End base timing, and Richard Honan looking up and saying, we got 1 minute, guys. Of our time
you like
clock
this?
in this end, but
I got your stone.
they did take the
That's
opportunity
baby
to bring
backs,
the
but I think
whole
it's
team
okay.
in for the
The
discussion.
center line,
They
right?
do want to tuck one around
Just
that
inside
red
center?
stone.
They
Yeah.
do, because that red on the wing, although they can see it all, it's not a shot he wants to play now, because that still leaves a chance for China to draw in. If they can come in now and play into the rings, it means it's a much harder shot for China.
Greg Persinger. As the coaches
way.
look on.
Looks a little heavy.
How's it? How is it?
6. 7.
So they want this top tee, they don't want to give
You got a ton.
China anything to freeze upon.
No.
That's my only concern with this shot choice, Rona. If
it's
you're a
eight,
little
it's
bit
eight.
heavy and full, you give
all the way
China a
back.
bailout, and this one is going to slide deep.
It's way too heavy, though. It's actually not going to.
Gave it too big.
Sticks in the rings, but it's in
Thought it was light.
to fourth shot position. But now a big chance for China to bail themselves out. They have to make this one.
Wow. How far?
Yeah. Went all the way to the back. 38 seconds left.
Richard Honan keeping his eye on the time clock. Plenty of time for their final shot. Sang makes his way down to the hack, the starting blocks, to throw his final stone of the 5th.
And he'll be very conscious that his last one hung straight.
Okay.
So he's taking a fraction less ice. But will this suddenly draw big?
Well, you know what? If it does, Rona,
He can tap up his own red.
well, that's true. But I was also thinking that Maybe that does say something to the running surface of the stones, because it's really been with his final rock where he's had real issues with stones over draws. Won't read too much into it. Let's just watch this stone come into the scoring zone.
The line looks better this time.
Great looking line. How's the weight?
And that one didn't finish just as big, but it's a great shot. It's great effort.
It is. Newton was actually well clear of that front guard.
Yeah.
Nice shot by Zhang Jielang.
1 point big here, though. Sure you don't want to just draw?
Same shot.
Okay.
So Greg Singh from the hack, he's happy to play the same weight as his last, a back ring weight, just to tap the red back.
18 seconds left on their clock as Persinger let it go. Plenty of time. But again, this is one of these tempters, Rona. Heard Rohonen say 1 point would be big, but Greg said, I don't have a chance to throw a shot for a 2.
He doesn't look as though he's...
It is not curling.
He caught the same line as the Chinese.
Yes, it did, and it's a steal of 1 for China. What a turnaround in this game. We are all tied up at 2 after 5 ends of play.
没事啊，我感觉我最后第二，我感觉劲儿小，我知道。一点点，一点点。214是最好的，少让他没事没事，咱就是再稳着，可以再交。第6局。第6局问投分打还是问站位？对，或者进营也行，进营。
Wang Jingbo, China, throwing the first rock, the 6th end, and all of a sudden in a game that the U.S. looked like they were in pretty solid control. Stone tracks a little bit, wrecks, and China steals, and all of a sudden we are tied. 2-2.
All right, corner.
Team USA at the break saying we got last rock, score 2. Put the pressure on. Instead, it's a steal of 1. In anybody's game. Corey Armberger having a look.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Come on.
Team USA, they know their situation. You try really hard to stay in the present in the shot, but you're also taking sneaky peeks over at the game between Norway and Sweden, and you see that Norway are winning big and also worried about your place in the final. But you got to stick to business. And no place in the final if you don't take care of your own game first.
Absolutely. Control what you can control, and that's the game you're playing. You can't control what other teams are doing across the venue, so concentrate on what you can do. And as we said before that end, it was the first time USA had last stone in the game.
Steals are the order of the day. That's the 3rd stolen point end of this game. No deuces yet. USA have stolen 2 ends, and now China's stolen 1.
Gotta go line.
We talked about the hammer being a curse, and it's kind of a curse for both teams in this game.
Pretty good.
Yep, hard.
Come on, right to it now. Line's perfect. Come on. Come on, weld it. Weld it. Always Greg. Always Greg. Go.
Trying to bring this one up to the Chinese stone. Comes up just short, but nice line. Let's have another look at Japan, Sweden. Anna Hasselborg of Sweden with the hammer here in the 5th.
She is lying one, so an opportunity for 2.
And Satsuki Fujisawa failed to convert a 2. Let's see if Anna Hasselborg can convert on her opportunity to score 2. This one's really curling. It's short. Frustration from Hasselborg. Single point. Japan leads that one 4-2. Fire there from the Swedish.
What do you want to hit?
Right here.
Okay.
Yep, when you get a free draw for a 2, it's very frustrating when you don't make it. You've built up the whole end to get your multiples. So USA deciding it's time to open up the front here.
Sean Baton make a great run back earlier in the game. This one, oh boy, that's hard to do. Picks out his own stone sideways. Stays in the rings. Leaves China lying 2 right up the middle. Bad break for Baton. Let's have a look. Yellow onto red, and how do you pick that yellow one out that way? Well,
he was so close to catching the top red, though. I don't know how he managed to miss that and catch the yellow.
It's hard to do. You could throw that 40 times and not do that again.
So China trying to guard this, and we've seen coming down this side, stones are just hanging in the barrier side, and yet again that one's not curled enough. It's left. Top one open for USA to remove now.
Long.
Yeah, okay. Play this.
You want the same weight or less?
Yeah.
Not getting the guard
just without
in
much
place,
curls, we have
so it's
to.
open and available for the U.S. Baton onto his intern.
No break. Close.
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 Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hard.
You hear the urgency in the voice of Sean Baton. He knew it was close and got the sweep on it just in time. Double takeout. Nice shot. And there we see the handshakes between Norway and Sweden, and that tells us that Norway has in fact clinched that game, and they are 10-3 winners. Wow, Stefan Wallstad, dominating win over the world champion Niklas Edin. Team Wallstad can play. Here are all the games. China, USA tied up at 2. Scotland 2-1 over Canada. Lots of close games except for that Norway-Sweden game. Switzerland 3-1 over Japan, and Japan 4-2 over Sweden in the women's game. China playing a hit on that stone in the wings.
Yeah,
they looked at drawing round, and
I don't mind that.
obviously now they've got the game back to Peels. They're not wanting to lose a 2 here. But they could have drawn around the centre and really put pressure onto USA.
You feel like the momentum is shifting, and you're right. Sometimes when you kind of get the momentum to turn, you want to just turn the screw a little bit. Just take the pressure off a little bit for the US.
I think as well, with both teams struggling to get the precision hits and rolls and the shots today, I think the ice is just causing them a bit of a problem, so they're playing the safer option.
Yeah, I think that's very astute, Ron. I think you're right.
Just a 2-3.
Both teams having trouble picking up the line in different parts of the ice, so you're right.
Hard, Croy. Gotta go. Come on, boys.
Rohonen,
gotta
go. He thinks he's light.
Go, Croy. Go. You still got it. Go. You got it. Go. Go.
Nice brushing from Nurnberger and Baton.
Okay, my bad.
Great sweep.
他在营里，
打营里啊！
啊，
It's the one where you say to your teammates, I'll shout you one later. Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
往后旋啊！
对啊，选到后
So
区吧，
now
逼他得一分。
that's in a really good position for USA to tap up to the 4-foot later on.
这边打掉一点就没有。
直掉不下去啊！
The US has got a lot of options with those front stones, don't they?
They've got 2 there they can tap. China looking at drawing round or removing the front one?
Ba Dejin doesn't look convinced.
No.
要是顺时选呢？顺时别吧。来吧，你定，
Checking the time clock.
哪边的行？这边吧，你定吧，快点。
No, it's going to be the out turn come around.
But we've seen here how it tracks straight in the barrier side.
Yeah, it's the kind of shot that you almost have to throw there cold without sweeping.
Because the last thing you want to do is sit out in the open and leave USA a hit roll behind all that cover.
Ba Dejin eyeing it up.
这边也挺滑，能等吗？下线他，下线他。
Is it going to curl enough? Barry.
They're by the front, now they're going to sweep it hard at the end to try and get maximum curl.
They've played it.
Very nice shot by Ba Dejin. Well read, well thrown.
Definitely the right shot to go for.
He's not even in the floor.
我们整体我擦的感觉就是不是
There you can see, fully buried.
Because the debate of hitting the front one, if they'd played that, they were almost certainly going to lose a 2 at this end. With the way the stones were sitting for USA.
The challenge on this out turn, Rona, where it's running a bit straighter. If you're upping the weight to try and make that tap run back.
Weight's nice. Weight's
Float.
really good.
It's harder to play.
Hey, stay close.
Just played a nice split weight. At least they can always get a result by tapping.
Come on! Hard!
Yeah.
Hard, guys!
On a straight tap to try and get shot rock. He's not trying a run back takeout.
Oh, beautiful.
Look at that. Tap freeze. Rich Ruhonen nails it. Great shot.
Good call, Greg.
Almost fell over. Give him a high five.
Back-to-back beauties from the third throwers in this game. Ba Dejin with a great come around, and Rich Ruhonen.
Hard! Hard, guys! Hard!
Anything you can do, I can do better. Tap, raise, freeze. Right to the corner of the Chinese shot.
Just with the Chinese being back T there, it allowed USA just to come and nestle on top. So now, what does China do?
Sticking to the out-turn path. That's interesting. Hard to see how they're going to get in there, Ron.
You know what I mean?
Rich Ruhonen.
Curl in there, can you?
Runs so straight for so long, and
You're going to have to miss the top corner
it's
by
got to be
6 inches
absolutely
or
dead
less.
weight.
3 inches or less.
This might be a situation where the softer handle of Zhang Xiaolang could actually help them. They might get a little bit more curl on this straighter out-turn side as a result. So let's see what happens.
But if they're having to sweep it for weight, that could affect the line.
It surely will.
And he's looking well short here.
No, that is well short of the rings. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but it does open the door for Team USA.
He seems quite happy with guarding it.
Perhaps just thinking we're going to take away that tap and maybe play for a force of 1. But there's an awful lot of scoring area still available for Team USA.
And the other yellow is just looking very inviting there.
Very bumpable.
You like an 80? Like that? What was that? I like an 80. What do you like? I like more.
Lots of room to come around it as well. Well, not lots of room. It does bring the corner guard on the left-hand side of our picture into play if you're trying to draw around the stone in the center.
Little floor here. There's a little more frost.
We haven't played a rock out here in a while.
Here the players exchanging thoughts about this patch of ice that hasn't been played on much, Rona. I'm just saying maybe it's a bit frostier out here.
He's warm. Give it big. He punched it.
Yeah, so
we're way out there
meaning
right
they
now.
need to play slightly more weight.
Getting better.
Bursing are eyeing it up.
Yep, John. Yep.
Nurnberger and Baden.
Whoa, it's not there. Well then.
Yeah, they just got it late and didn't keep it moving through that fresher patch of ice, and it's going to come up short.
But it doesn't really do them any damage.
I needed 2 tenths.
Let's have a look in at the men's game between Japan and Switzerland. Switzerland leading that one 3-1. Here's Japan's Goyoki.
Sweeping this one really hard. Shot.
Very nice shot. They are tied up at 3.
So an interesting line here. Trying to come through between these two yellow guards. And we saw the USA, it hung for a long, long time on that high guard. And then when it started to draw, it just took the weight right off it. Because it is slightly frostier up there.
The way the guards are staggered, it's almost like guiding. That's the path. You have to throw it right down, right through that hole. Lots of rotation on this one from Zhang.
And also, he doesn't want to open this up here and help USA to get in for their two.
He's looking it hard. Are they past the top? Yes, they are. Now they're worried about the weight. It's got lots of weight. Is it going to stop in time? No, it's going to slide deep. They were so worried about the line, and he had lots of rotation on that one, Rona, and had to sweep it by the guard.
They had to get it past the guard, but obviously they'd just seen USA come up short on that frostier ice, so he gave it enough weight.
Yeah, you can see Zhang.
But it was too much. And it's always that difficult part, isn't it, when you know you've got to give it a wee bit more.
Yeah, adding the weight. Got it through the port, but just a bit too much oomph. And it slides deep.
So he's just showing USA the way, but
I'm not so sure there is a way on that intern side. It does finish so hard, you have to get so near to that corner guard to make the shot.
You can also play the draw, just pick up a rotation or two and go for it.
So they're just looking at raising their own.
Was it just jiggle off the middle one?
Red onto yellow.
Zhang, Ba, holding their breath, they fought their way back even. Here's a chance for Team USA to...
They've got nothing to lose here because their own red stone's going nowhere. Sorry, the yellow stone's not going to go anywhere. It's always going to hit the red.
Red, yellow, straight through the hole.
Come on,
Double tap, doesn't hang around. No, it just springs. That is unlucky. It's a single point for the USA, but that was pretty exciting. Coach is looking on. Greg Persinger with a smile. Fraction less weight, and that was made for a 2 and maybe more, but it's a single point for the USA, and they take a 3-2 lead. Let's have another look. Nürnberger on the brushes. Red, yellow. Gets no action on the front stones, goes right through the hole. Bumps the Chinese stone, springs off to the back, but it goes into the 12-foot, so it's a single point.
Yeah. So, all right.
Let's do it.
Let's go hard for the steal.
Look across all the sheets here at the Suzhou Olympic Sports Center. The Curling World Cup. First stop on a 4-stop journey around the world. This brand new international curling event. 5 sheets of action. All 3 Olympic curling disciplines active in the same event. Men's curling, women's curling, and mixed doubles curling. Men's game, our feature game. USA facing the home team here in Suzhou. USA take a single point in the 6th and in this Curling World Cup format where you get an extra World Cup ranking point for winning the game in 8 ends. It's kind of tactical decision time for Team USA. Do you go hard here? Do you go all out to try and steal? How do you play end number 7?
Still 1, right, Croy?
Yep. Okay. Got room.
More room.
Oh, it's over.
More room if it's over. Wait.
Yeah, because USA will just have seen that Norway.
It's over. It's over.
Half. won their game, so they know they need 3 points. 2 points here isn't good enough.
That's true.
And they have to play each other. Obviously, they would have to win this afternoon, but
yes,
they need 3 points from this game.
Absolutely. A 2-point win will not do it for Team USA, so yep, they're going to be going all out to win this one in regulation. Nice game from both the lead players, Wang and Ernberger.
Yeah, USA will be happy to force China to win here and go into the last end with the hammer.
China, they're not going to factor into the picture as far as making the final goes, but World Cup points at stake.
This is okay
prize money at stake, and of course, their hometown fans, they would love to get the win here this morning.
Okay, freeze. Fuck it.
That's okay.
Yeah. Back button. All right. See the back button. Power is.
Give it a little punch. Mine's good.
Where are we?
Greg's rock.
How far?
Greg's rock.
Yeah, Greg.
Mine's great. Keep it
Mine's
going.
great. Where are we?
Go for weight. Mine's great. Mine's perfect.
I like the line. How's the weight?
Mine's great. Keep it going.
Not to it.
Yeah, now a little bit. Now a little bit.
Keep it going.
Go.
Great shot, top tee.
Beauty. Exactly the kind of shot you need if you're trying to generate a force. You're forcing your opponent to score a single point. That's a great spot.
You don't want to go back tee.
Long. It's a tough day statistically, but here's a chance to bail his team out. Look at that! Oh man, rocks flying everywhere.
But just hit them all.
Unfortunately, leaves the 2 American stones in the rings, but yellow, 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 red, and he's rocks flying everywhere. But he kills all his own shots.
Well, the object there was to clear the guards off the center, so.
Well, he moved the guard off the center, and he moved the stone off the button. It's pretty spectacular.
Can't hurt it, Croy.
Mine's great, guys. Mine's great. It'll be okay.
Easy, Croy.
USA still in a good position here.
Where are we?
2, 3.
Gonna make it.
No.
It's got to be just split in the center. It's there. It's
Maybe
there
4.
already. It's there already.
3. Tight. 3.
Whoa. Sit.
4.
Sit.
Good. Nice shot.
Imploring that stone to sit
Good
down.
enough.
Just comes into the rings.
Yep, that's good there.
Just
wanted it to stop short, but it still causes a problem for China. As you can see from the hat, they can't see all that stone.
Yellow stones belong to the Americans. Yan Long. Delicate shot here. Sweeping early to try to hold the line straight, and then they'll let it finish at the end if they can get it by. But this one already over-curling onto the front stone. They'd love this one to stick around, but it's going to spill. Is it going to get a bite?
Both of those yellow stones, it is one of those shots you just want to play a down canny weight to make sure your shooter stays in.
He was a little tight though.
A canny weight.
Canny weight.
It's my favorite Scottish curling expression.
Yeah.
Well, actually second to ranked after Barry.
Okay. So
Barrier weight.
Yeah.
Board
That's
weight
clean.
for the rest
That's
of the world. Barrier
No.
weight for the Scots. It's a wonderful sport.
Hair down.
Scotland, of course, the birthplace of the sport of curling, so canny weight it is.
Canny weight.
I don't think we heard it. Pretty good. Oh, it's curling too much. Okay.
Whoa.
Just clean to dive.
Whoa. Let it die. Sit.
This one is moving across the
Just
center
soft.
line. The attempted guard is going
Soft
to
on the handle.
over-curl,
All right. Make the next one.
exposing the shot rock.
This was only 3 rotations.
And actually also setting up effectively 2 corner guards. So nice situation now for Badashin if he can remove the shooter and maybe get a little bit of a flop behind cover in the corner. China's all of a sudden in business.
Yeah, they need to capitalise on that error there.
Don't want to lose this one. Looking for the roll. They get the roll.
Is it too far though? Is it popped out the other side?
啊，露出来了。
A little bit more speed and hold the line straighter. Would have been a better
过
roll.
了线之后就下的有点大。
Kind of weight you like?
Rich Ruhonen makes his way down to
just
the
like normal.
shooting end.
Yep.
You like
9?
normal?
Yeah, I like 9 with that ice.
Yeah. Huh?
I don't even mind the hair less weight.
9.5?
Sure.
Is that still we got it with that ice?
I think so.
I think so.
And you can take-
hold it, right?
Yeah.
And there we can get a good look at it. Maybe just a corner buried. If that stone rolls a half a rock less, the shot probably isn't there for Ruhonen.
Yep. Yeah. Hard. Whoa.
And they want to keep their shooter here, so they do have 2 counters.
It's fine. Okay.
Right in the nose.
Good shot.
Let's have another look at that women's game between Japan and Sweden. Japan leading that one 4-2, and looks like a chance here for Satsuki Fujisawa to maybe score a pair. Oh, nicely played by Fujisawa. Japan cashes in their pair and they go up 6-2. A little Olympic revenge going on over there on sheet E.
China just trying to draw in here and lie short behind this guard. Is it enough?
Oh, it's close. It may have overcurled. It is really close between those 2 stones. Who's shot?
I think USA.
平的。
Gadashin with a slight edge over Ruhonen.
I think we play this because if you open it up, it's fine, right?
Pretty similar.
Okay.
Stat-wise.
Which turn do you like? This way, just positive?
Yeah.
I think they just got us. It's close.
Ruhonen says, I think they're shot.
Yep.
He believes that China's lying
They
one.
for sure have it. Huh? They
Yep.
for sure have it.
I think peel, right?
I don't think so from the
Peel?
angle we're
Yeah,
looking
I like
at,
peel.
but
Well, Rich is closer to it than we are,
Yes.
so we'll go with him.
Does that ice look okay?
Hard, clean.
Yeah, just go. Good peel. It'll be fine.
We saw the first round game come down to measure the final rock of the 8th end had to be measured 3 times. So these teams seem to measure, get into close situations. It clears the front, no run back. Zhang will try to remove all doubt. Use this opportunity to hit that stone. If he does, we'll never know. Move this closer.
just wants to play the same weight as Rich played coming down here and just hit this one on the nose.
Yeah, nose hit would be great. Can't afford to really be on the outside of it. That Yellowstone in the top right of our picture in the back 12 foot. Has to outcount that one, so he does have to get to nose. Chang with his foot in the hack. Right-hander, the starting blocks for the curlers.
Nice and clean, that's always a good sign. It's close. Well played.
Very nice shot there from Sang. China lies 2.
That's the first time in the game they've actually played 2 shots.
Can't roll off the left one and get shot.
Zhang struggled on his hits, but that one was a nice one, right on the
Play
nose.
this and just give him 2. Well, he can maybe get to this if we don't stay, though.
If we draw around this one,
got a minute.
Here, and he plays this, the shooter is not going to be outcounting that one.
Okay.
True. I don't mind that.
I don't mind that.
All right, 45 seconds.
All right.
Where's ice?
We don't want to give up 3 though. 2's okay.
You don't like hitting that one?
This one?
Yeah.
Just give him 2? What's wrong with that?
I'm fine with that.
I don't know.
I think that's the shot.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of debate here.
Draw on the swing turn.
I think we just give him 2. You don't want to give him 3.
I like this. Okay.
Well, you certainly don't want to give him 3, but hit that one around the guards. You are flirting with the guards. That's not a gimme. Well, they go back to the stone. It's a bit more wide open.
Yeah.
Keeping on the time clock. Persinger gets the stone in motion. No problem with the time clock. Let's see if he can make the shot.
But Greg, several times in this game, has come around here.
Line's pretty good.
On this line. Good draw weight. If they make this, they could get a steal.
Got a curl.
Weight's great.
Bit of a gamble, though. If he doesn't make it great, he does give
go.
China a shot for 3.
Hard. Yep.
I suppose he's got to look at it by the 7th end. You're going to make this shot.
Yep, John,
Down the guards, taking it deep for maximum curl, sits into shot rock position in the back of the 8-foot, and the U.S. does lie shot. Greg Persinger again with a clutch draw.
Yeah, great shot in there. And that's, twice Greg's played that shot, and twice China have failed to remove it from that spot.
There's a raised takeout here for China to score 2. Could also be brush going here right on the center line. What is Zhang thinking? No, okay. Well, they think they can get to that backstone down the outturn path and have it curl enough to bump it. They do have to bump it, let's see, about 2 feet. So he's thinking heavy draw. Would you prefer that, Rona, or would you prefer the run back?
I would prefer the run back. Just because he has played down here twice and not made the shot twice.
And in terms of the run back, it's the shot and the path that he literally just threw.
Correct. This is a really, really tough shot. He could just draw for 1, but
true.
He is lying 2nd and 3rd. So the raise would give him the multiple end. This is very tough. To pass those guards in the big swing. It's all weight dependent.
Zhang Qilang. Final stone on its way.
Have they caught it early enough?
Are they by the guards? They're really working it. Yes, they're by. Do they stick around for 3? No, it spills out, but it is a pair for China. Nice shot there by Zhang Qilang, and China scores 2. All kinds of excitement here at the Suzhou Olympic Sports Center. Gutsy play, but it comes off. China scores 2, and they lead it by a score of 4-3. The reaction of Team USA. Badishin reading the line. Look how close it comes to the guards. He gets it by. Clips it. Spins, doesn't quite hang around, and it's a pair for China.
Yeah. Go corner and then under it.
So then Sean makes 1 double peel, and they're guarding for their lines.
Yeah. Right. I like it. Okay. Keep an eye on the draw pass in case we get 1 only, and we have to. So keep an eye. Time the rocks.
Okay. Good deuce.
Oh, 线路可以，线路非常好，6。杨龙太
龙文一人顶，
严龙塔线，塔线，
哈
力量小不小？
减速
稍微小点，
不行，稍微也进
哦，那进了，出手有点没太上来。哦，
减速，
不是14秒4啊。
头回事儿小，
不是出来就是劲儿还行，但是有点减速，但是有点没较。
All kinds of intrigue here at the Curling World Cup. Saturday morning in Suzhou. First ever Curling World Cup. China-USA.
Now, Sean.
This one is going down to the wire. China with a big deuce there in the 7th and a really gutsy final stone by Zhang Qilang. He's been trying them all day.
Keep going.
Finally got one to come off, Rona, but boy, that was a gutsy play.
All right, good shot,
Certainly was. but they got their 2.
3局近一点啊。
So as we said, USA playing this end, they want to score their 2. They want to win this game in regulation time and score 3 points.
Rich Rahonen saying to his teammate, keep an eye on the draw path in case we have to throw a tiebreaker shot. No extra end.
能选起来
If
吗？
they're
不
tied
行不
after
行，
8,
不够不
it's a
够不够。
one-shot shootout. Rona, as you pointed out,
不够不够不够，下线不够。
Team
下线
USA
下线来，喂，力量够啊，3
a
局。
win in regulation is a must if they're hoping to make the final.
这擦就得也过不了多远啊。
Can't go here because that's lined up.
They can't feel the guard yet.
Okay. We could hit it.
Can go here, but or way back.
I don't mind hitting if you like.
I think
Want to
with
hit it?
5 rock rule, when USA
like it.
really want to get 2 here, that they would put up another corner
They can
guard.
go there or
Totally.
just
You want to do
nose
that?
it. Yeah, or nose.
Okay. Just
I agree,
normal?
Rona. 5 rock rule, throw up the corner guard or stack a second corner guard.
Yep.
Right now. Gotta go.
Trying to play at the stones and the rings.
Sideways. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go, Greg.
Keep it on that center line.
Go, Greg.
Roll it.
China won't mind this a bit.
All right.
Beauty.
Makes the double.
Really nice.
Sean, make sure you're ready to go because
Yep.
you wasted like 30 seconds there.
You wasted 30 seconds. I think it was important.
Yes.
Discussion time, though.
Indeed.
They've got 4 minutes 15 to play this end.
End-based thinking time, and the teams do get a little bit more time in the second half of the game per end. Just for those situations where you do want to spend a bit more time considering your options.
But we've seen this week 4 minutes 15 is more than enough thinking time to play an end.
Absolutely.
Very few have run close.
I'm shooting for an 85. Does that sound good?
Center guard up for China.
What do you guys think? It's close. I want to say it's a little warm, but
Got a curl. Whoa, right on.
let it work. Let it work.
There, it's better now. It's better now.
Now
Yep.
the U.S. in
Troy.
a situation where they've only got one corner guard to work with instead
Got a
of the
curl
potential
still.
2. They did have
Now
the
curl.
option to throw
Now
up
curl.
another corner.
Curl. Go. Go.
Hard.
Trying to
Go.
take advantage of that one corner guard that they do have
Attaboy,
right
Sean.
here.
It's a beauty.
Nice shot.
Great shot.
用吊线打吗？
我还拿逆时吧，逆时这边也还可以，正
行
常吊线。
正常吗？
不是大力，
啊，大力，
大力，你就轻开都行。对，将进球。
Big shot here for Ma. Must clear the corner guard. Looking for little action on that one in the center, but no, he knows his stuffs it. Does he move that American stone off the rings? Just. Wow.
But still leaves the guard for USA to use.
Does. Big weight. Wanted to clear this one. Did not want to hit it on the nose. Because that does leave that shot there for the Americans to use.
A little tighter this time, I think.
Nice rock. No ad.
Sean
Whoa,
Baton.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Mine's
Right
pretty
down
good.
the same path.
Got a curl.
Troy. Hey,
Got a curl.
it is. It will.
Got a curl.
It will. It will.
It will. They're quite convinced it will, Carl.
Greg. Greg, go.
Comes nicely at the end here behind the guard.
Go all the way.
Yes, it does.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, great shot again.
Just past the tee line.
Tapered it and it's still over curled.
我打飞吧，让我打定，他该粘了。
啊，直接打飞吧。
啊，正常大一点。
Maybe a quarter of it visible on the intern side for China. This is an either-or shot.
啊，
再来一点点。OK。
Pick the corner guard, pick the shot in the rings, but for heaven's sakes, hit something.
对到现在啊，二，
Bobby Schmidt.
插头，来一点，别留那。
Oh, she didn't think that was possible to actually pass the guard and still stay in the house at
No
that weight.
kidding. Great shot by Ba.
Good game.
Handshakes over here in the women's game between Anna Hasselborg and Satsuki Fujisawa, and it is Japan defeating the Olympic champions, Fujisawa, 7-2 winners. And this is what it means for the women's standings. That first loss for Sweden drops them to 4-1. Japan stays alive with that win. Canada on Group D side unbeaten at 4-0. So that was a huge win for Japan. Keeps their finals hopes alive.
I like it. I really like it. Easy. Weight's good. Room. 5. Clean it, clean it, clean it, clean it. 5.
Got a curl. Got a curl. It's getting
So
there.
Rich just trying to
Same line as mine.
through between these red guards again.
Oh.
Over curling?
No. I clean it.
Go, 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 go,
They
go!
had to wait till it passed that top that guard.
Okay, still pretty good.
Watch it.
And then it buries beautifully when it's got the weight.
Yeah. And then handshakes here.
Thank you.
Japanese men's team against Peter de Cruz of Switzerland, and de Cruz 6-2 winners. Team Switzerland with another win on the board. Same situation for Ba de Shin last time. He just squeaked that guard to make the hit. Similar shot here. Less panic in the sweeping call this time. Hits, jams, bumps, sticks around. Nice shot by Ba de Shin. Two beauties.
It's just amazing that the draw is scraping the left-hand guard coming in, and yet you can hit on the left-hand side of the other guard.
Yes.
It's quite incredible, the curl on the ice.
Yeah, nice shooting from both teams. Just catches a piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spills.
Trust it.
Jams the stones off the side, and
Same way.
nice result for China.
Close.
Okay,
Close.
solid ad.
I think it's real good.
Gotta go, Croy. Gotta go.
Really good.
Gotta go. It's carving early. Go, go, go!
Line's okay. Line's okay.
Okay, line's pretty good now.
Gotta go for weight.
Gotta go for weight. Go.
Deciding to
Go.
be safer to draw around this side, maybe.
Come on, guys.
This
Come
one
on.
looks light.
All right,
Can
come
they
on,
get
get a
it to
biter.
the rings? I don't think
Get a
so.
biter.
Oh, he's caught.
It's short. That opens the door for China. Here is a big shot in the game between Scotland and Canada. 2-1. Lots of blank ends in this one. Facing 3, Kevin Cooey of Canada has to draw the forefoot to put this one into a shootout.
This is a huge game in this section. Canada undefeated, Scotland on 1 loss.
Scotland would love the 3-point win if they could steal.
Sweepers are standing back.
Hebert and Flash not going anywhere near this one. Canada hoping that it stops in the back of the forefoot.
And it doesn't.
It doesn't, so Scotland steals the win. It's a win for Bruce Mowat and Scotland, defeating Kevin Cooey of Canada.
One red. Good game.
Well, 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 what a morning here in Suzhou.
So China bringing in a second counter around these centre guards.
Big shot here if they can sink one. Really put the pressure on Team USA. Good looking stone. That's a beauty.
Great shot. Is the yellow, is there a gap between those? The yellow is raisable for USA.
Just,
but if not, he can open the front bar.
I think we can even
Double
make it
clear.
just a little off this one, too.
That's brave, Rich. Ronan thinking we can even hit a fraction off nose and still make
10?
it, get a little inside flop.
It's like 10 or?
Boy, oh
Yep.
boy.
Yeah.
That would really be flirting with that red stone beside it.
There's a hole.
Straight back run.
Oh, not to run it through.
Greg Persinger.
No.
Ten.
Yep. Close.
10.
Close. Yep. Yep.
10. Weight's perfect.
Yep.
Gotta go, Croy.
Gotta go, Croy.
Gotta hold it at
Trying to
least
hold
the
the line
nose.
straight.
Go, 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 go.
Hard.
Go.
Oh, beautiful.
All right, attaboy.
Oh, great brushing by Croy Nurnberger, holding the line straight.
Great
And Greg
shot.
Persinger,
Shot, buddy.
straight run back. Beauty. Fine shooting here in the late going in this game from both teams. Watch this, Nürnberger on the inside sweep, trying to hold the line. Straight back, stuffs it right behind the guard. Great shot. There's Croy Nürnberger catching his breath, but that's worth it. He'll sweep those all day for that kind of result.
Definitely. Really sets them up for their two now. This is a huge shot for China.
Yes, it is. Game on the line, effectively. Is he going to try to run the red run? It looks like it.
He is. It's not easy.
He's going to have to come so close to that yellow guard. He's trying to angle raise the red into the shot just delivered by Persinger. Silence in the arena now as the Chinese fans are holding their breath as their hometown skip Zhang Jialang prepares to try an angle raise takeout.
They're on it early.
Have to get by that top one to make it. Oh, nice shot by Zhang. He removes the American stone, rolls out. That's a nice shot under those circumstances. Big pressure. Great brushing by the Chinese front end, holding the line straight. Angle raise doesn't save the shooter, but he got the job done. Fist pump there from Zhang and justifiable.
Split for the win. Probably there.
So if we split that for two, they know the importance of the win in regulation time here.
I agree. I think in this circumstance,
got lots of time. So what are you going to throw? You want?
There's Phil Drobnik going split for the win. What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Is it there?
Yeah.
Players on the ice saying we want to play in the final. The only way we're going to play in the final is thin this one, spin into the 12-foot, split it on for two, win it right here for a 3-point win. That is a long raise, though. It doesn't look that splittable to me, Rona.
Wait's perfect.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, Persinger makes this one.
As long as he gets his one, they've got the shootout. But
go, Sean, go!
Got to
go, Sean,
enough
go!
to get one.
If you're thinking split, though, you have to be thinking back line weight. There's the split, there's the spin. They've got one on the rings. It was a great try, but it's going to be just short of the two. Wow, what a great try by Persinger, but I don't think it's a two.
So
Drobnik shaking his head. The player's eyeing it up. What's the situation? Who's got the point? Are we going to a shootout, or has China won it right here?
Very close.
It is very close.
And we know USA like excitement with measures at the end.
Yes, it wouldn't be a USA-China game without a measure together. They're shaking hands. China has won the game. They've stolen the point in the 8th end. What a finish. USA bravely trying the split to try to win the game outright and score two. Persinger nearly made it. What a great try, but it's a steal of a single point and a win for the hometown team to the delight of the fans in Suzhou. Zhang Jialang and Team China pull it out with a steal in the 8th to claim a 5-3 win.
No, it wasn't there.
Well, a little more weight it might have been. He didn't push that one.
Yeah.
So there's the look at the line score of this feature game in the men's event. China stealing the win with a steal in the 8th, 5-3. Great comeback win for Team China, a really close game. Disappointment for Team USA, but they went forward to the end to try to claim the win. Action from the 6th end. USA lining up a difficult but makeable double raise takeout. Bump, bump. Tries to get some action on the stones in the rings.
Come on,
pushes, tries to hang around, nearly scores 2, but it's a single point. Persinger with a little smile said, boy, oh, that was close for a 3. 7th end. Delicate shot here for China's Zhang Xiaolang. It's an easy draw for a 1, but he's going for multiple points. Squeaks the guards, gets it by, removes the U.S. stone. Does he stick around? No, but it's a pair for China, giving them the lead for the first time in the game. Great shot by Zhang. And in the 8th, the USA, knowing that they need to win this game in regulation to get themselves into the final, electing a very difficult split. Greg Persinger tries the split, gets the thin contact, pushes 2 stones onto the ring, so nearly making it, but it comes up just far enough away from the pin that China winds up stealing the point. The players look at it. It is a steal for China. A great try by Persinger to try and get the win right there, but China steals it, and they are running out 5-3 winners.
Okay.
Happy days for the crowd here in Suzhou, and there we see 5-3 win China over the United States. Scotland defeating Canada 3-1. Norway 10-3 winners over Sweden. Switzerland 6-3 winners over Japan. And in the women's event, Japan 7-2 winners over Sweden here in Suzhou. And here's what it means for the standings. That loss for the USA clinches the pool win for Norway. They've qualified for tomorrow's final. In Group B, the Canadian loss to Scotland leaves them level at 4-1, so one more game required to determine who's going to play Norway in the men's final.
Wow, many congratulations. How does that game feel?
I feel great. Yeah, it's a difficult game for us.
And how does it feel to be playing in the first World Cup?
I'm so happy with this game because they are a very strong team. Yeah.
And how are you finding the conditions and the arena?
I think everything good here. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. A great game to watch.
Well, a great game to watch for everybody here in Suzhou. Hope you've enjoyed the action here from Curling World Cup. For Rona Howie, I'm Hans Fraunlove. Thanks very much. And we'll see you again in Suzhou from the Curling World Cup.